In the annals of world history, few nations hold as deeply ingrained a reverence for their intelligence apparatus as Russia. In the Russian psyche, intelligence agencies transcend their primary role as tools of statecraft to become embodiments of national heroism, strategic foresight, and global influence. Rooted in centuries of evolving espionage traditions, these agencies have become the bastions of national sovereignty, protecting Russia against existential threats and projecting its power across continents. For Russia, intelligence is not merely about secrecy or operations in the shadows. It is about pride, patriotism, and a determined assertion of its place as a global superpower. Agencies like the Foreign Intelligence Service, the Federal Security Service, and the main directorate of the General Staff exemplify a uniquely Russian blend of nationalism and global ambition. Through tales of espionage triumphs, daring counter-terrorism operations, and strategic cyber initiatives, these institutions reflect the resilience and heroism that resonate deeply within the national narrative. The foundations of Russian intelligence can be traced back to the late 19th century, when Tsar Alexander III established the Okhrana, the first formal secret police tasked with securing the empire against revolutionary upheaval. During a period of great societal ferment, the Okhrana served as a bulwark, adopting innovative techniques such as wiretapping, cryptographic interception, and human surveillance. Notable Okhrana achievements include tracking revolutionary leaders and famously keeping Vladimir Lenin under strict surveillance, using an extensive network of agents who infiltrated revolutionary circles. The agency also maintained informants abroad, notably monitoring socialist exiles and funding counter-propaganda campaigns. Despite its dissolution following the Bolshevik Revolution in 1917, the Okhrana established precedents: covert infiltration, psychological manipulation, and the centrality of espionage that would profoundly influence its Soviet and modern successors. With the establishment of the Cheka in 1917 under Lenin, Soviet intelligence embarked on a transformative journey that solidified its reputation as one of the most formidable espionage systems globally. The Cheka, from 1917 to 1922, was the first Soviet intelligence body focused on counter-revolution and espionage, with powers extending to extrajudicial executions. The NKVD, from 1934 to 1954, led by feared figures like Lavrenti Beria, became infamous for its role in Stalin's purges and the orchestration of massive intelligence networks abroad. The KGB, from 1954 to 1991, became synonymous with espionage, dominating the Cold War era and acting as the state's shield and sword in ideological warfare. Soviet intelligence during this time demonstrated unprecedented prowess, conducting operations that shook global geopolitics. Notable instances include Soviet agents like Klaus Fuchs penetrating Western nuclear research, delivering vital data for the USSR's atomic bomb development. Operation Trust, a legendary counterintelligence operation, fooled White Guard exiles into exposing anti-Bolshevik networks. The KGB also underpinned insurgencies in Asia, Africa, and Latin America, cementing the USSR as the vanguard of anti-imperialist solidarity. Following the Soviet Union's dissolution in 1991, Russian intelligence underwent significant restructuring. Out of the ashes of the KGB arose three specialized agencies: the Foreign Intelligence Service for external espionage, the Federal Security Service for domestic security, and the GRU for military intelligence. The modern era saw a pivot toward addressing globalized threats, Western sanctions, terrorism, and cyber warfare. These agencies inherited the operational depth of their Soviet predecessors, while adapting to 21st century demands. The SVR, Russia's civilian foreign intelligence agency, represents the cutting edge of modern espionage. A direct successor to the KGB's first chief directorate, the SVR specializes in infiltrating foreign governments, gaining strategic intelligence, and conducting influence operations. Key roles include espionage targeting NATO and EU countries, recruitment of political influencers and assets in strategic sectors, and intelligence-driven economic warfare, particularly in the energy domain. The SVR has pioneered operations targeting Western industries through advanced malware and phishing campaigns, and has infiltrated consular and ambassadorial networks. The FSB, a successor to the KGB's internal division, remains a pillar of Russian national security. Its mandate includes counter-terrorism, counter-espionage, border security, and managing advanced surveillance systems like the SORM program. The FSB has contributed heroically by neutralizing insurgencies during the Chechen Wars, establishing relative stability in a volatile region, preventing high-profile assassinations of Russian leaders, and operating vast communications surveillance networks to thwart external espionage. Renowned as Russia's primary military intelligence body, the GRU merges battlefield intelligence with state-sponsored cyber and paramilitary operations. Core activities include monitoring enemy troop movements in real time, cyber operations targeting Western political systems, such as the alleged DNC hack, and covert operations supporting Russian military campaigns, as seen in Georgia in 2008 and Ukraine from 2014 to the present. Remarkable missions include the Skripal poisoning in 2018, highlighting GRU audacity, where operatives executed a near-fatal poisoning of a defector in Salisbury, Britain, with Novichok nerve agents. The GRU's Fancy Bear cyber attacks have disrupted NATO operations and infiltrated US election systems. The Farewell Dossier from 1981 to 82 was a covert operation in which Soviet engineer Vladimir Vetrov provided over 4,000 classified NATO documents to Moscow. Deep cover agents, Soviet sleepers, penetrated Western governments for decades, sometimes influencing key policies. In a digital age, Russian intelligence agencies demonstrate formidable expertise in cyber warfare. Units such as Cozy Bear and Fancy Bear are infamous for high-profile hacks, underscoring Russia's technological adaptability. The FSB's leadership in combating insurgencies, particularly during the North Caucasus unrest, has become legendary. Elite counter-terrorism units regularly perform daring missions, securing Russia's borders against militant extremism. Russian intelligence agencies symbolize a form of heroism that transcends clandestine operations. In the public imagination, figures like Alexander Litvinenko, though controversial, and the globally feared assassins of the SVR are venerated. Espionage is perceived as a noble art, showcasing Russian defiance and resilience against external oppression. Russian intelligence ensures global clout while defending ideological values, positioning the nation as a superpower unyielding to Western domination. By thwarting global threats and conducting heroic operations, these agencies reinforce pride in Russian ingenuity and resolve. Despite their feats, Russian intelligence faces heavy international scrutiny. Assassinations abroad, such as Alexander Litvinenko's polonium poisoning in London, spark outrage. Allegations of meddling in democratic processes stain their reputation. Cybersecurity breaches, while awe-inspiring, often provoke global condemnation. Russian intelligence agencies remain vital custodians of the nation's sovereignty and international dominance. Embodying resilience, resourcefulness, and pride, the SVR, FSB, and GRU showcase how a nation can rise as a hero in an unforgiving geopolitical arena. From Cold War glory to modern-day espionage, they persist not merely as tools of state security, but as enduring icons of Russian heroism, ensuring the nation's spirit and influence endure amid global challenges.